Yo, 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 Don Mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of the Don Mafia Report. I legitimately feel like the past couple of videos that I have dropped have circulated around some super unfortunate news, and that trend does not stop today. As the majority of you know, news broke today that 5 Buffalo Bills players have tested positive for COVID-19, which ultimately ended up leading the Buffalo Bills to temporarily close their facility and send everybody home for virtual meetings. We're going to dive into the specifics of this scenario during this video today. Before I get into the dirty details, I need to give a giant shout out and announcement. You guys heard me talking about Fan to Fan Network for legitimately the past couple of months, and in case you didn't know, our website has finally launched. Now, I know a lot of you are not necessarily Bills fans who are a part of the Don Mafia, and that's completely fine. I love each and every single one of you equally. That's a lie. Maybe the Bills fans a little bit more. Fan to Fan Network is the online sports network that fans deserve. We legitimately have a content creator for each and every single team, all 32, and you can go to their specific pages, read articles, watch some of their videos, maybe even listen to some podcasts. And Fan to Fan Network is the shit, guys. I'm going to go on ahead and link the website in my description. Feel free to sort of browse around. Let me know what you think about the website. And we're going to start doing our live Twitch shows on Sunday, August 16th. We are so pumped about it, so make sure to mark your calendars, baby. So yeah, guys, I was scrolling through Twitter, and let me just put it this way. Each and every single time that I scroll through Twitter, my butthole is the tightest you've ever seen it, because I am terrified that I am going to see some terrible news about the Buffalo Bills. And unfortunately, that nightmare came to a reality. It all kind of started off once we ended up hearing the news about Duke Williams and Vincent Taylor. They tested positive the day before, and news really didn't get into details as far as how they were feeling, whether or not that they were asymptomatic or whether or not that they were really experiencing some pretty scary side effects. But then, to make it worse, Dane Jackson and Ciaran Neal both tested positive today, and along with Ike Brown. And now, from what I understand, Dane Jackson and Ciaran Neal are both asymptomatic. But what the Buffalo Bills wanted to do was be proactive. And although they're not required to close their facility, they wanted to send the entire team home and switch over to virtual meetings while these guys who tested positive properly isolated and passed their next couple of tests. And so luckily this didn't turn out to be the disaster that we all thought. Thank God, because of the NFL mandated rules and regulations surrounding COVID-19 in the 2020 season, players must test negative 3 times in a row during a 5-day span in order for them to actually enter the facility. It was pretty crazy because one of the guys that ended up testing positive, his first test came back negative, but then the following day, his test came back positive. So a lot of questions are starting to raise whether or not that there's such thing as false positives when it comes to these COVID-19 tests. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of us are going to be super scared of what this looks like for the season, especially since we ended up seeing what happened with the Miami Marlins in Major League Baseball. And now, unfortunately, we're seeing it within the Buffalo Bills. So one thing that I really want to do is ease your nerves. Now, you can't expect during a global pandemic that we weren't going to see a single case of COVID-19 throughout the Buffalo Bills. I mean, it's essentially inevitable, especially since the NFL decided to not necessarily use the bubble scheme like the NBA and the NHL has done. Luckily, from what I'm reading, the vast majority of Bills that ended up testing positive for COVID-19 have been asymptomatic, and they've been taken care of appropriately. Now, I'm going to say this could be twisted, this could piss some people off, and let me preface this by saying that I understand how serious that this disease is. It's torn apart families, it's something serious that we need to get through as a country. But seeing that the Bills, for the most part, have been asymptomatic, I'm glad that this happened now rather than it happening week 3 or week 4. Nothing would be a detrimental blow when we're, a quarter of the way through the season and then there's a massive outbreak with the Buffalo Bills at this point. I'm really happy with the way that Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane, and the entire Buffalo Bills organization has handled this situation. And let's go on ahead and let's just cross our fingers and let's hope that this is it for the season. This is it for the season. But at the end of the day, we can only be hopeful. Besides that, Don Mafia, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Don Mafia Report. Do me a favor, leave your comments, leave your thoughts. What are you thinking about this entire situation? Do you think the Bills handled this appropriately? Is this a warning sign for what's to come? Really want to hear your thoughts. Besides that, Don Mafia, thank you again for tuning in to yet another edition of the Don Mafia Report. And above all else, let's go Buffalo.